Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in darker, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed.
Alright, so tell us who you are.
So my name is Matt Nelson. I run the We Rate Dogs and Thoughts of Dog social accounts.
I'm sure the world has been interested in knowing, as the dog father yourself, when are you going to get a dog of your own?
Hopefully very soon. Yeah, so it's actually harder to write for the accounts if I don't have a dog at my feet all the time. Like Zoe was a massive inspiration for both accounts. So I've actually seen my content deteriorate as I've been away from them. So hopefully very soon, because it does like help creatively for sure.
Cool. Good to know, and we'll definitely be on the look for that. Tell us a story about the account. I guess, when did it start? What was your inspiration?
So I joined Twitter in mid-2014, and I really just used it as a creative outlet. So I kind of got obsessed with that and the challenge of keeping that to 140 characters. Slowly, I realized that people on the internet love dogs as much as I did, so I started to write more jokes that included dogs, and they did way better than they probably should have. So as a bored college freshman wanting to start something new, the answer was a Twitter account, because I fell in love with Twitter, but based on dogs. And so I told my small audience on my personal account that I was going to make that account, and that's how I got my first few followers, and then it just snowballed from there.
Took off from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, obviously people were doing cute animal accounts, but no one was putting that effort into the captions like it was. Like, usually it would just be like, haha, emojis, like, this is so cute. So I was like, okay, I can take cute animal pictures and try to add something to them. And that basis for the account is what caused its initial growth. It was refreshing to some people, I think, so.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was something that no one has ever seen before, and
I can't believe no one had rated dogs before, honestly, like that. Like, so I knew I wanted to do something with dogs, and it wasn't like a eureka moment where like, I'm gonna assign them numbers. It was kind of like, what can I add to the caption to give it a consistency and something that people can look forward to, a way, and like, people just love numerical things to like define something. So rating was perfect. And then I was like, oh, okay, rating actually, like, it took me a while to be like, okay, yeah, rating is the answer.
And then that 13, or at least over 10 scale.
That actually, embarrassingly enough, it didn't start that way. They were legitimate dog ratings. I think I gave the first one like an 8 out of 10, but with inflation, 13.
Well, of course.
At least a 13.
For post-Brexit, it's worth more now.
Exactly, exactly. So, but yeah, that was a trend where like the first time I posted a dog and I was like 11 out of 10. People lost their minds. And I immediately knew that this is how it had to be done from now on.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, this shit's genius. Like, this is good.
Yeah, so now the tagline is like, because they're all better than perfect. Which is like the way I would define all dogs, for sure.
Yeah, like, I mean, it doesn't even need to be about this, but like, as a friend, I remember the first, when you rated Pavlov, dude, I went around the house, and I was like, Pavlov got the 13 out of 10! I put it on my personal one, I like sent it to my mom. I was like, dude.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So this is definitely something that we feel all the time, and I'm sure, especially like, you run 2 big accounts. How do you deal with the pressure of needing to create content all the time, posting every day, sometimes multiple times a day if you have multiple accounts?
Yeah, so I have no idea. Like, it's something I've struggled with so much, especially recently. Like I said, without my dogs, it's harder to find inspiration, but luckily I have an account where half of the job is done by the audience, where they're providing amazing content, and in some cases that content that they're providing me, like the videos or the photos, they're so good that all I have to do with the caption is not screw it up. Like, all I have to do is post something so neutral that the video or the photo can carry itself. But then, like, when I don't have, like, I'm my biggest critic, so like, if I'm writing for like Thoughts of Dog and it's not like the perfect tweet, I just decide not to post anything. Like, and that's something that a lot of creators will just post it anyway because they need that piece of content, and that's like, I go back and forth whether I should do that or not. But at the end of the day, like, I want to put things on the account that like are perfect in my opinion, that are like great pieces of content, and that's just hard to do so consistently. So that's why you've seen it. Like if you've been following dog raids for 3 years, it's been like 10 posts a day, then 2 posts a day was where I got into a groove, and like that was like for a year. It was 2 posts, noon and 8 p.m. consistently, and then recently it's been like, yeah, 1 a day, maybe. And if it's a post that like if I post and it's doing really well, that kind of alleviates the pressure to post again. Like I know my audience is content, I'm gonna leave it at that. Because it's been so difficult to maintain the level of engagement that both of the accounts have reached. Like Dog Feelings for 6 months averaged over 200,000 likes a tweet, which is absurd.
Insane.
So now it's like if I don't like those, it's moved my like opinion of my benchmark of a good tweet over, because it's like if it doesn't hit those standards, it's not as good. So now it's like I'm just way more picky and I don't post enough. And when I do post, like I make sure that it's the quality that I want. And it's so silly to talk about this in terms of like a dog account, but truly like, oh my gosh, some of those tweets take me just an embarrassingly long time to like every single word is like a battle with me. But yeah, so I don't know how to deal with that pressure. I'm still learning, and hopefully we get to the point where the content is consistent and I'm not super stressed about it.
Was it scary, like making that transition from leaving college to doing this full time?
Yes, but not as scary as it probably was. Like, so I at that point had like we had merchandise kind of was taking off to the point where it wasn't as much of a financial risk. Like I had the means to leave and have it not work out and come back. But yeah, so since I dropped out, like, so I did it kind of all at once. Like I was so stressed with both accounts. I was still doing everything. And I made the decision to drop out and quit my day job at the same time to run the accounts full time. And that's been a good decision so far. And hopefully it continues to be. Like all signs point to us being able to expand and do more things and diversify. But it's always like at the back of my mind, it's like, oh, Twitter could go away tomorrow. And as of right now, that would like wipe We Rate Dogs off the map. So there's still that pressure, but we're working on ways to make it so that we're not relying on one specific platform with one specific audience. We're kind of on borrowed time with social media because it's not our platform to adapt, you know?
For sure. And what's it like being in the public eye?
So that's only like, really I'm not, which is great. Like there's a very distinct separation between Matt and We Rate Dogs. Like I'm not the face of the account. I've only shown my face a few times when it's necessary. But actually in the last 6 months I've done it a lot more. Like we did that interview with Hosier where I was across from him interviewing him, and then there was a GoFundMe article, and there's been articles in the past that use my face, and it's not like that was never intent. I didn't want to be anonymous. It's just there was never any reason to be like, yeah, I run the account. Like it's always been like that doesn't add anything. Like people love to get lost in that world where either it's a dog rating other dogs or it's like literal dog thoughts. So there's no need for me to put my face out there. But regarding growing a personal brand and again like diversifying, it'd be great if people knew who I was so that I could get a job if Twitter goes away. And so especially when it comes to like some of the marketing and the more business stuff, I like to flex my skills in those areas as well, and that's when it's good to put your face out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, you're doing a great job at them.
Thank you.
I don't doubt that you're going to have any problem getting a job at Twitter where you go away. Moving a little bit away from social media, we are plugged in like all the time. What are some things that you do to maybe unplug or step away from social media to take care of yourself?
So unfortunately, most of them are still on the internet. Like it's weird because I'll go like, okay, I'm gonna break from Twitter. Let's watch Netflix. Like it's not a healthy distance at the moment. So what I used to do is like I'm a big golfer. Like that's what I was going to school for.
All you gotta do is tap it in. I can do that.
And that is literally like 4 hours where you're just outside and like you're like you don't want to be on your phone. Like it's a better environment when you're just in the moment. So that's something that I haven't done since I've been out in LA, but need to get back into because it was truly like the best form of therapy was just being outside, not having a need to be on your phone. And it's weird because it's not like I can ditch my phone for hours and like it's a relief. Like it's not an addiction. Like it's almost like because of the nature of my work, I have to be on it 24/7. So if I just posted and then ignored it, I would have no idea like whether like the feedback for that post and what people liked about that post, like what I credit all the success to, is like literally obsessing over the analytics and obsessing over the audience and how they're responding to the content. So unfortunately, that is all my time. My time is literally spent scrolling, and it's not always engaging with the audience. It's engaging purposefully. Yeah, that's really why it's like I haven't been able to unplug, is because I see the value in not unplugging, and that's so bad. Like that, like I need to at least designate time where either I delegate that task to someone who knows how to interact with audiences and engage with audiences, so that I can go outside.
Take a step back. Take a step. Exactly. Do you have any advice from to maybe a younger Matt or someone who wants to do this?
So the first part of that question makes me like want to just encourage writing and creativity in general.
Prepare to be written.
That's what I was passionate about, and it just so happened that like I love dogs. I recognize people like dogs, and I fell into that niche of content. So really, it's like if you have a passion for writing, it doesn't necessarily have to be a book. It can be a tweet. It can be 140 characters. It can be 280 characters. The passion behind the writing and the creativity, like that opens the door way wider than if you wanted to work with just dogs. My advice to people would be to like, if it's a side hustle, like continue to manifest and work on that side hustle until it's very realistic for you to make it your main hustle. Like for me, that was just like expedited to a level that isn't realistic for most people. Like 2 years, like it took me 2 years to be like, okay, my side hustle can now, like that's what social media can do. It can turn that small passion into something that has an audience and can be your full-time thing. But for most people, that's not the case, and they have to do a regular day job, a traditional job for much longer. And to them, I would just say like, don't give up on that side hustle, because you never know, like if that's your true passion, like that's what'll shine through regardless. And so eventually you should be able to do that for full time, even if it takes a while. Like if that's what you truly like to do, like find a way to do it. Really, it's just so privileged giving that advice, because I'm from a position like I somehow did it, like dumb luck via the internet got to here, and so it's hard for me to preach like, drop that. Like, dude, follow your dreams. Like, because that's not realistic for a lot of people. So, like, to just keep your dreams, like, close to you. Like, it's not realistic to, like, go after them every day. Like, because you gotta fucking eat sometimes. So, like, you have to just don't, like, write them off too quickly.
Through your pages, what has been the thing that you've been most proud of that you've been able to accomplish?
So every Friday we post a GoFundMe. This is usually for a dog or even rescue in need. Usually with the dogs, it's a specific injury that they need surgery for or treatment for. And about 2 years ago, we posted our first one because it was a dog that I had posted before. And so I figured like, okay, this audience has seen this dog, I posted this dog, they perhaps have a connection with that dog if they really like the post, they'll want to donate. And it was for a dog that needed a wheelchair. And it was like $700, and we raised $700 in like 45 minutes. And I was like, all right, this is how I'm going to use the account. Because it was taking, like the account is based on stories of dogs, just condensed into tweets with a rating at the end. So if I can tell a story, but do a call to action in it as well, I'm not deviating from the account enough that anyone would get upset, and also it's philanthropic. So it's like, it was the perfect combination, and GoFundMe has been, they've catered to like the general animal industry. Like they've done a great job of, like, not only do I vet all the GoFundMes and contact the owner, get the bills and everything to make sure it's legit, but GoFundMe also has a lot of systems in place to prevent fraud and to prevent things from happening where I would be like deceiving my audience. So my attention to detail and their attention to detail combined has made it a very, very great way to give back to our community. And so we've raised, like, I think it's almost at $700,000 just for individual like dog stories. And I think they average like $4,000 to $5,000, which is like unfortunately your average ACL tear for a dog. So along with like every time we put it out there, it's like a big sign ad for like pet insurance, but it's also like it's crazy the community that's formed around those. Like I have people that send me like, hey, like I set my $5 aside today so that I'm ready for Friday. And that's like, oh my God. Like we just posted our 100th one like 2 weeks ago. we have hit 100% of the initial goals. So not only does it give structure to their finances if they do want to donate consistently, it's another way that they can get involved with the account. And if they love the account, that's all they're trying to do. Like, I had no idea that it would grow to the point it has, or be able to do the good that it has. So yeah, I did not expect it, and that's why it's definitely like what I'm most proud of, because the community helped basically helped decide that that's what we were going to do, and then every time they've come through. So
what an awesome community.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You've made this big move to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
What is what's coming up for you? What should we look out for?
So we're trying to move a lot into video. But we did one experiment with Hosier where I sat down and interviewed him at a dog rescue, and people loved it. So not only in terms of getting a sponsor, but in terms of like diversifying outside of Twitter. Like if people like it, well, hey, we can move it onto YouTube. Or if it's really good, hey, what's up, Netflix? Like we can do it there as well. So really, like with an audience, the potential is unlimited. I'm looking forward to expanding in a way that the content is better and I am less stressed. So those are the two big things.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you taking time to talk to us. Thanks for loving Pavlov. Thanks for being our friend. Thanks for taking the time to talk to our audience.
Of course. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, Pavlov's wonderful. Anytime.
Where's he at?
There he is. Thanks, guys. My name is Matt Nelson. My personal accounts are @dogfather on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, you can follow Dog Rates, dog_rates on Twitter. We rate dogs, everything else. Just made a TikTok. Follow us on TikTok. And then Thoughts of Dog is dog_feelings on Twitter and dog_feelings IG on Instagram.